This was our dream. We lived by the sea. We needed to have a boat. So we got this first boat and had that for a season, and then found out it's not very nice on rainy days, and we wanted the toilet, and we wanted to sleep over during the night. So we got this boat, which was really nice. We enjoyed that, but one weekend Robert told me to go inside a sailboat, and it was done. Robert and I bought this series of a Danish family sailing around the world, and we were sold. So we put our old boat out for sale and started looking for a new sailboat. While on holiday in Spain, we managed to secure our new boat, which is Beneteau Oceanis 411. The only problem was it was located quite far up north in Norway, and we live in the south of Norway, so we needed to get people to sail it for us. The previous owners agreed to use the last week of their holidays to sail the boat as far south as they could. Due to really bad weather and headwinds all the way, they only got to Ålesund. We then had to jump in the car and spend 10 hours and overnight travel to get to Ålesund. We met the previous owners at the port in Ålesund and spent a few hours going through the boat. As we were total novice sailors and novice sailboat owners, we really needed all the information we could get. While in Spain, our good friend Robert B had said that he would of course help us sail the boat home to Tønsberg. So we picked him up at the airport as we parked our car and then took a taxi back to the boat. At about 6 o'clock that evening, we decided to leave Ålesund and sailed around the infamous Stad Ocean. It is a well-known place for shipwrecks and difficult seas. The swells were really big, and we did this during the night. Thank God we were novice sailors and had no idea what we got ourselves into. We sailed through the night, and in the early mornings we stopped for a few hours rest. Then headed on off to sail into Bergen. We sailed all day and pretty far into the night and arrived around midnight in Bergen. In Bergen, Robert B signed off as he had some work to do in Bergen, and Robert and I headed off on our own. We searched through the town for some maps for the rest of the leg from Bergen to Tønsberg, and then set sails and headed off to Haugesund. Sailing out of Haugesund early in the morning, we had beautiful weather. Unfortunately, that meant no wind, so we had to motor all the way to Stavanger. In Stavanger, we finally got into the port. It was pretty narrow, and then we relaxed with a glass of wine in the sunshine while waiting for Robert's daughter to join us for dinner. Early the next morning, we left Stavanger after filling diesel. We then headed off in quite good sailing weather, but as the day moved on, the weather got worse and worse and worse. After a few hours of sailing in a stiff breeze, we decided to start the motor, and that's when we discovered that we had problems with it. We couldn't start it. So we sailed on. Then, as the night slowly came along, we found out that there was no way we were going to reach Egersund within the time limit, and we couldn't start our engines, and we were in foreign waters, so we called the Norwegian Sea Rescue. Wow, these guys, they are amazing. They come out in all sorts of weather and help people who are stuck in difficult situations. As they arrived to help us in, we also discovered that our sail was stuck in a full position and we couldn't furl it in again. So we had to take it down and bind it to the boom. We were towed into the port where the harbour master was there to help us tie our boat to the quay. The next day we had to spend in Egersund repairing our motor before we could leave the day after that. Early in the morning we got up and left for Kristiansand. I stood by the helm, something that I really enjoyed. We had beautiful weather all the way, though it was calm, and we had to motor most of the way. We also crossed the most southern point of Norway. After our experience outside of Egersund, we found out that we really needed a tender. So on the way to Kristiansand, I checked on the internet for somebody who sold a used tender and found one. And it was in Kristiansand where we were heading. Perfect timing by me. Robert and I came into the harbour pretty late that evening, just before sunset, but the guy met us at the harbour with the tender, and we bought it then and there. It was a 12-foot tender with a pretty old engine, but a very usable one. Woohoo! Finally some wind. When we sailed out from Kristiansand, we could actually put our sail up again and use it most of the way. Our new tender was tied to the front. We arrived at Risør and then had a nice long dinner with good food and red wine. The next morning, an early start for us again, as we were heading home today. The last leg was finally here, from Risør to Tønsberg. I always felt our boat was quite big, but not really. Not until this ferry decided to cross in front of us. The ferry from Sandefjord to Sweden. If you ever wonder what we do on the boat while we're sailing, well, this is me. I knit. last stretch. Our home marina is right in front of our boat. We're just crossing under our bridge. So after 8 days sailing from Ålesund to Tønsberg, we finally arrived and Matahari was home. Please follow us on our next video when we will show you the updates that we have done on Matahari this Easter, readying her for our sail down to the Canary Islands this summer.